Well, it's everyone's favorite part of their day, the time to listen to the Calvary Chapel Salmon podcast. I'm joined with Hagen Miller. I'm Jordan Schaefer. Hagen, how you doing today?
Did you get tested for scoliosis today?
No, I doubt I have it, though. How about you?
No, I wasn't sure if it would work for adults, like if we had an option.
Yeah, I did think that would be a little awkward. Yeah.
If you just go into the back room and lift up your shirt and have them check your spine,
I mean,
would that
yeah,
be
it's
weird?
pretty awkward. Going to the doctor's office is awkward in general.
You know what makes it more awkward?
I don't know.
You know.
Oh.
What happened at the doctor's?
Oh, nothing. yes, nothing. You know too many stories about me, Hagen. There's too many people in my life who talk too much. I do know your family, but they don't really tell too many embarrassing stories about you.
Oh, there's not that many. That's the problem.
Please. I doubt that very much. Golly. So, yep, we have our doctors here checking the kids out, making sure that they don't have scoliosis and stuff. So that's
Vision
fun.
test, I think, eye test.
And not everyone's happy that the doctors are here. Some of the kids are quite scared.
One girl told me she was very scared, and then she asked for Tums.
Would you ever be scared growing up getting like blood drawn or like the shots?
I didn't get shot much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because like, well, you see, my parents are quite anti-vaccine.
Your parents are anti-vaccine?
They are, yeah. So much so that my brother, when he turned 18, to rebel against his parents, went and got our parents, went and got a bunch of vaccines.
That'll teach him.
Which is so funny to me.
Hey.
It's like, hey, mom and dad. And I might be butchering. I remember that happening. Tyler texted me that didn't happen.
I'm sure he will.
I think he did. I think that's something that you would do too, Tyler. Tyler had his bachelor's party recently.
Is he getting married?
Yeah. Yes.
Have we announced that?
Yes, my brother's getting married.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So soon?
They've been dating for a little bit.
No, that's a joke. Yeah. I'm sorry. Like years, right? Or no?
Yeah, like 3 years.
That's
3
about
years.
time.
Yeah, that's good. I think that's a perfectly reasonable amount.
What did he do for his bachelor party?
They went to the Poconos and they got an Airbnb, and beyond that, I'm not sure. So
Just
yeah,
him
I can tell you what
who?
I did. I played pickleball and I went to Red Robin, and it was a good time. And even recently, my brother Jonathan texted me, "Yeah, your bachelor party was a lot of fun."
Wow,
so I enjoyed it. Red Robin was great. I'm getting a special message from our director. What would you call it? Our producer. Let me see. Flip your hat around. Can't see your eyes. Well, there you go. Now everyone can see my eyes.
Yeah, we want to see Mr. What do they call you? Mr. Tuna? Mr. Minnow?
Oh, Sardine.
Mr. Sardine.
Yeah, they do all call me that because one day, it's really interesting. One day last week, I wore my blue shirt that I wear all the time, and apparently I looked like a sardine. And the kids only a few of the kids, but you know how it works. It spreads. So I guess I'm Mr. Sardine now.
Yeah.
So I started giving them noogies to stop, but
I'll teach them swirlies.
Yeah, but then I'm not gonna do that to the girls, so they kept going, so they didn't die. So should I move on to swirlies?
Maybe.
Hang them by their feet in the toilet.
Yeah, and then make them explain to their mom why their head's wet.
Yeah,
because you're a bully. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the fish. You're gonna go swimming now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That'll teach them.
That's all right. I can handle it.
You're used to being bullied?
From little children like that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
That's good. Well, yesterday, if you're listening to this Friday, then yesterday, Thursday, is kind of an important holiday.
Oh, is it?
You're thinking, well, it can't be Jordan's birthday. That just happened, and that's true.
It can't be Hagen's birthday.
That's right. It can't be Christmas, but it is the holiest day of the year, according to some.
Yes.
Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur?
Yom Kippur.
Yeah. Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur. Say it like an American.
That's interesting.
The Day of Atonement, yes. The 6th Jewish feast. So we figured, since it is the week of Yom Kippur, we might as well talk a little bit about the Day of Atonement, what we see in the Bible about it, and maybe how you're thinking, wait, if this is the holiest day of the year, how come this is the first time hearing about it? And maybe why although we don't directly celebrate it, we are extremely grateful for the capital the Day of Atonement.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
All that and more to look forward to.
Coming up next, right
on
after
this episode.
this sponsor.
Oh yeah, we don't have sponsors, but we could.
We
if
could
anyone
have
wants
sponsors.
to sponsor us,
Yes.
we'll sponsor. We'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
We'll completely
Pfizer, go ahead.
we'll
We
sell
just
out
talked about vaccines,
instantly.
but hey,
Yeah.
this is brought to you by Pfizer.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, are your parents into vaccines or no? They didn't vaccinate you at all.
My last vaccination was pre-kindergarten.
Oh,
so,
wow.
And
Yeah,
it's
I
not
think
even that they're that opinionated about it. It's just that, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
never did it afterwards, and then I never did it as an adult.
So you're just all natural.
I'm almost as organic as they come.
Mm,
Yeah,
good for you.
yeah.
Nice. I'm pretty organic. Although I remember one doctor visit when I was 7 years old. Maybe
one.
No, different one. Might have been older than that. I had to get like 7 shots at once, and it took like 3 nurses. So one had to hold me down, and the
Wow.
other 2 were just going boom, 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 boom with syringes like really fast. It was super traumatic.
Wow.
Still remember it to this day. But the Day of Atonement.
I agree with Trump. Spread them out.
Oh yeah.
Did you hear him give his advice
No,
after
no.
the whole Tylenol thing?
Yeah. No, I did.
Yeah, he started talking about vaccines. Well, and I do agree. Like 52 vaccines or something in a baby before they're a year or 2 years old seems like a lot to put inside a body that's not that old.
Yeah.
That's even not that big. It's like, okay.
How much room do they got in that system?
He goes, if you're going to do it, spread it out, which he's no doctor and neither am I, but I agree.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to me. Well, let's see. The Day of Atonement's talked about in a couple places. It's talked about in the most detail in Leviticus chapter 16. However, it's also mentioned somewhere else that you might
Leviticus
want to talk
23,
about.
yeah.
Yeah. But both kind of give the same vibe. Leviticus 23 is giving a list of all the Jewish feasts, and so it comes up. But then Leviticus 16 gives us the most details about it.
Well, mine's probably shorter, so how about I read mine, and then we'll go back to yours. In Leviticus 23, starting in verse 26, it says, "And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Also on the 10th day of the 7th month shall be the Day of Atonement. It shall be a holy convocation for you, and you shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire to the Lord. And you shall do no work on that same day, for it is the Day of Atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God. For any person who is not afflicted in soul on that day shall be cut off from his people. And any person who does any work on that day, that person I will destroy from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations and all of your dwellings. It shall be to you a Sabbath of solemn rest, and you shall afflict your souls on the 9th day of the month at evening, from even to evening to evening, and you shall celebrate your Sabbath." So, one of the for the people of Israel, it has to do with affliction.
Mm-hmm.
There's an afflicting of your souls. Like here's the idea of maybe fasting.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of a somber holiday.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a light holiday. It's a somber holiday that involves them afflicting their souls as they celebrate annually this Day of Atonement, this day of Yom Kippur.
Yeah. I think it's important to point out before we maybe get into the weeds too much about the Day of Atonement that it's a holy day, but we get the word holiday from holy day. And I like that because that means that God likes holidays. God invented holidays. And sometimes people get a little weird, they get a little sticklery, a little Scroogey.
Did God invent Halloween?
Yes. All Saints Day.
Yes.
All Saints Eve or whatever. Yeah, Halloween Eve. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe you don't have to celebrate every single holiday. You don't have to if you don't want to. But the idea of holidays is is a good thing. It's God's idea. And he gave us 7, none of them that we really celebrate. But
He has his, we have ours.
We're going to talk about how we kind of do celebrate it in a way.
But we should get his off work.
Maybe. If you work at a church especially.
Oh, gosh.
But the concept of taking one day out of the year to celebrate something is a good thing. And all of these feasts, and we've talked about this before on the podcast and other times a lot, they all point to Jesus. Colossians chapter 2, verse 17 talks about how all these things in the Old Testament, they're a shadow or a picture of Christ, who's a substance. So as we read about the Day of Atonement and talk about it, all of it's just going to be pointing to Jesus. The Day of Atonement was a shadow. Jesus is the one casting the shadow. He's the real thing. And that's kind of another reason why we maybe don't celebrate it in the same way that they would, is because we have Jesus now. And Jesus fulfills this Day of Atonement. He fulfills this holiday. We can still recognize it. We can still talk about it and still celebrate it. But he's the real thing. And so we wouldn't want to get all focused on the holiday when Jesus is the guy who came and made it make sense. So, what does the word atonement mean, Hagen? We've talked a lot about that. Atonement.
It's the idea of redemption, the idea of purchasing, of like settling, like settling up a debt, maybe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I've heard a clever saying, and you've said it before, so I was expecting you to say it.
Is it at 1 mint?
At 1 mint. I like it.
Yeah.
Atonement at 1 mint. You just break up the word, and the idea is like there's distance in a relationship. Atonement happens, and now we're at one with each other. There's a reconciliation at 1 mint. So I like that idea. And this is the day when the Jewish people would be able to become one with God again. Their sins would be able to be forgiven, and they'd be able to be reconciled to God again through what would happen on the Day of Atonement. So I guess I can just read Leviticus.
Does it tell 16. Us that in Leviticus? Because my passage doesn't give us that detail.
I would love to share the details in Leviticus chapter 16.
And then I have things to say about how it's fulfilled.
Yeah.
But first, let's get about the history.
I think it will all tie together. I'm sure it will. So Leviticus chapter 16, verse 1. Leviticus is a book that very few people read, but it's a good one. Lots of little hidden treasures.
They're missing out.
Lots of many pearls of great price hidden in this book.
That's right.
It says this: Now the Lord spoke to Moses after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, those guys Nadab and Abihu. And what happened to them, Hagen? They got
fired.
They got fired, yes. When they offered profane fire before the Lord and died. And the Lord said to Moses, Tell Aaron your brother not to come at just any time into the holy place inside the veil before the mercy seat, which is on the ark, lest he die, for I will appear in the cloud before the mercy seat. Hey Moses, hey Aaron, you're not allowed to come whenever you want into the presence of God, into the Holy of Holies. You can only come once a year, and I'm going to talk about that. Verse 3, Thus Aaron shall come into the holy place with the blood of a young bull as a sin offering and of a ram as a burnt offering. He shall put the holy linen tunic and the linen trousers on his body. Hagen, do you own any linen trousers?
Just polyester.
Yeah, I think I own
jeans.
I own some nice pajama pants I've been wearing recently as it's gone colder.
Are they linen?
Probably not, but they're just comfy. I love pajama pants when it gets colder. It's so nice.
Are they soft?
Oh, they're soft.
Like flannelly or?
Kind of, yeah.
Like what design?
Like the flannel design, yeah. Oh. They're fun. So he puts on these linen, which would be different than his typical high priestly getup. That was really like gaudy and like, whoa, like the whole gold breastplate thing. This is a very simple, very humble outfit that he's putting on, just kind of linen white tunic, linen white trousers. He shall be girded with a linen sash, and with a linen turban he shall be attired. These are holy garments. Therefore he shall wash his body in water and put them on, and he shall take from the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goat as a sin offering, and 1 ram as a burnt offering. So he puts on this, he humbles himself, and I guess we can start talking about how this connects to Jesus, because when Jesus came to earth to make atonement for us, he humbled himself and he took on our flesh. He took off the gold and the divinity and the glory, and he humbled himself to come and do the work of atonement that Aaron's going to picture here. Verse 6, Aaron shall offer the bull as a sin offering, which is for himself, and make atonement for himself and for his house. He shall take the 2 goats and present them before the Lord at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. Then Aaron shall cast lots for the 2 goats, 1 lot for the Lord, and the other lot for the scapegoat. And Aaron shall bring the goat on which the Lord's lot fell and offer it as a sin offering. But the goat on which the lot fell to the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to make atonement upon it and to let it go as a scapegoat into the wilderness. And I'll circle back to those scapegoats because those are important. Verse 11, and Aaron shall bring the bull of the sin offering, which is for himself, and make atonement for himself and for his house, and shall kill the bull as a sin offering, which is for himself. Then he shall take a censer full of burning coals of fire from the altar before the Lord, with his hands full of sweet incense beaten fine, and bring it inside the veil. And he shall put the incense on the fire before the Lord, that the cloud of the incense may cover the mercy seat that is on the testimony, lest he die. He shall take some of the blood of the bull and sprinkle it with his fingers on the mercy seat on the east side, and before the mercy seat he shall sprinkle some of the blood with his fingers 7 times. Then he shall kill the goat of the sin offering, which is for the people, bring its blood inside the veil. Do with that blood as he did with the blood of the bull, and sprinkle it on the mercy seat and before the mercy seat. So he's just kind of sprinkling everything with blood. He's purifying everything with the blood. It's a picture of Jesus, how everything the blood Jesus touches becomes clean, becomes pure. Verse 16, so he shall make atonement for the holy place because of the uncleanness of the children of Israel and because of their transgression for all their sins. And so he shall do for the tabernacle meeting, which remains among them in the midst of their uncleanness. Verse 17, there shall be no man in the tabernacle meeting when he goes in to make atonement in the holy place until he comes out, that he make atonement for himself, for his household, and for all his assembly of Israel. Aaron, the high priest, has to do this work completely alone all day. He's making all these sacrifices. He's doing all these offerings, killing all these animals, sprinkling all this blood. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of blood. It's a lot of butchering. And he has to do it by himself. And no one's allowed to enter. No one's allowed to help him. Picture of Jesus when he made our atonement, he was completely alone. He was forsaken. He had to do the work all by himself. It's a cool picture there. Any other insights, or should I just keep reading?
Let me throw mine in here real quick.
Yeah.
In the Leviticus 23 part. So Leviticus 16 is giving the instruction to the high priest who's responsible. This is kind of like to the people. But
Sure.
God says like multiple times there in Leviticus 23 how I don't want you to work. I don't want you to work. I don't want you to work.
Yes,
and
yes,
even
yes,
if you
yes.
work, you're going to die. And you think about that imagery of the day of atonement, the day when your sin is being dealt with. You don't get to work.
Yeah.
You don't get to bring anything to it. And if you do work, you're going to screw it up. So there's just like this beautiful imagery of grace in this. Oh, it's the day my sin's being dealt with. I better, do something. Nothing.
Nope.
If you show up to work at all, you're dead. You're not helping, you're hurting. Your works are not beneficial. It's only the work of the high priest that's going to get this job done, not yours.
That reminds me of a good verse in Romans that I just read today because I've been thinking a lot about the Jews. As you do. Do you think often about the Jews?
Yeah,
That's
actually a little bit.
Good. It speaks about how Romans 11, verse 5 says, talking about how there's some Jews who are a remnant who are saved. It says, even so then at this present time there's a remnant according to the election of grace. And if by grace, then it is no longer of works. Otherwise, grace is no longer grace. If grace includes any works, then grace is no longer grace.
That's right.
And sometimes the people get confused by that. It's like grace and my works, God's forgiveness, but then I do some stuff. It's like, nope, if there's any works involved, then grace is no longer grace. So it has to be completely grace. And that's a super important verse. But yeah, and it keeps going here, talking about Aaron's duties. This is good, verse 18. Verse 20, we'll say. And when he has made an end of atonement for the holy place, the tabernacle, meaning the altar, he shall bring the live goat. Aaron shall lay both his hands on the head of the live goat, confess it over it all the iniquities of the children of Israel and all their transgressions concerning all their sins, putting them on the head of the goat, and shall send it away into the wilderness by the hand of a suitable man. The goat shall bear on itself all the iniquities to an uninhabitable land, and he shall release the goat in the wilderness. So 2 goats, One's the goat for the atonement. One's the scapegoat. The one goat dies and its blood is shed, but the other goat, all the sins are confessed on it, and then it's put. It runs. They have to take it to a faraway land, and they release it. And the idea is, once your sins have been atoned for with the first goat, then your sins are taken super far away, and you never see them ever again. They confess over every bad thing they've ever done, all the sins of all the people on this goat, and then it's gone forever. And I like that idea.
Yeah.
As far as the east is from the west,
an uninhabitable land. Not just next door. Uninhabitable.
Yeah.
A place where it's not going to survive.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's gone. Isaiah 38 tells us that God casts our sins behind his shoulder. He doesn't even, he's like, oh, I don't need that anymore. It's gone. Doesn't even see it. And if he's forgotten about it, we should forget about it too. We don't want to dwell on our...
He says, forget about it.
That's right. In his New York accent.
Yes.
Yes. I heard this thing recently about how there's like a mental condition where people will be like born with like other accents. So there's this like I think it's like an African lady who's like born with a super heavy Japanese accent, and it's just like very interesting that you can be like born with these accents in your brain, which is like we think we kind of like learn and develop them, and maybe we kind of do. Yeah. But it's like maybe at like the Tower of Babel. Like there's just a part of us that like gets switched up with all these intense accents. And
Interesting.
They just speak English with a super weird accent. Not weird, but different.
Yes.
Not weird, different. That's how some people are.
Yeah, kind of like Ellie. Not weird, but different.
Aw. Do we want a brownie? No, thank you though.
What is it?
Salted caramel.
Salted caramel what?
Brownie.
From
homemade.
I wouldn't mind a little.
Okay, come up here, Helly.
Keep going.
Keep going. Oh, we can split it? I thought we'd have to split it with you. I said, that's pretty small. Okay.
All three of us.
Here you go. Here you
and
go.
then he took the brownie. He blessed it and he broke it.
Yes.
Who made this? Really?
That's quite good, Ellie. 10 out of 10. Good job. Thank you.
Speaking of it.
I taught this last year.
Did you
because
really?
It says here October 2nd this year. So I was talking about the Day of Atonement. And I said it's October 2nd this year.
It's coming a little later this year, just a day or two later. Goes on Thursday.
It's now October 2nd? Because tomorrow's October 1st.
I guess so.
So it's the same. Well, that's interesting. You think it'd be different every year. What's going on there? So, yeah. It's a solemn day. And you keep reading. Let's get down to verse 29. It says, this shall be a statute forever for you. In the 7th month, on the 10th day of the month, you shall afflict your souls. And it goes on to talk about everything you talked about, how you want to be super somber. And I think there is some fulfillment with this where it's a healthy thing for us as Christians because we do want to be joyful. We want to be outrageously joyful.
But not too happy.
We want to, no, that's all I'm saying. We want to be happy. Jesus definitely taught us to be joyful and have this idea of new wine. And Jesus definitely got on the Pharisees' case for always fasting and always just kind of being sourpusses. Because God only commanded them to fast one day a year, but instead the Pharisees, they added a whole bunch of fasting just to be downers. But God only said, no, only one. And I think as Christians, it's important to have maybe once a year or every little bit to
be sad once in a while.
Yeah, I think it's healthy to have like a somber realization of like, okay, Jesus died for my sins. And like that's like a somber thing. It's a happy thing, but it's a super somber thing. We do see that in James chapter 4, this is kind of an extreme verse. But James chapter 4 says, therefore submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. Draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Lament and mourn and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning and your joy to gloom. Humble yourself in the sight of the Lord, and he will lift you up. So you don't always want to be lament, mourning, and weeping, because that'd be depressing. You want to have joy. The joy of the Lord is our strength. But there is a healthy I don't know, a holy sadness, a healthy sadness that we can have.
Yeah.
Where it's like, this is serious, you know?
Ecclesiastes 3, there's a season for everything,
Sure.
a time for everything. And there's certain, are your legs okay?
My leg fell asleep so bad, I'm sorry.
Are your your legs might be a little sore from getting to work today.
Yes, I did ride my bike to work today.
Whoa,
it was quite fun.
in the rain, right?
It wasn't raining, it was just
the ground was wet, though.
The ground was wet, yeah. No helmet. Sorry, Mom. Can't stop me, though.
Wow. Are you riding on the highway?
No, I had that thought, but I'm riding along the side of the highway. There's good space.
In like the borrow pit, or on the literally just like on the other side of the white line?
On the other side of the white line, but there's a good path there.
Yeah.
For most of it.
Sure.
And every time I can kind of avoid it, I do. But I don't want to talk about this because the police might try and find me. It does technically say when crossing that bridge, no bikes. But it's like, I'm not going to hold up traffic by riding my bike because I can just go way slower. So if I see there's
the main bridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
I ride my bike on the pedestrian way.
Oh, yeah.
That's
right.
technically illegal.
Yeah,
but I think it's
for walking.
Yeah, but I think that's stupid. It's like, I'm not going to hold up everyone's morning. And if there's no people, then I'm just going to ride my bike.
Okay.
So if you want to come arrest me, come arrest me.
Okay.
So I confess to it.
No bikes.
Yeah. But I get off as soon as I can. I say, this isn't right. And I get
You're
off
not
as soon as I can.
lollygagging on the bridge.
Yeah. I'm not trying to just...
A bridge is just a place...
I'm not just going down Main Street with my bike trying to get in everyone's way. I get off as soon as I can.
Some people do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, is your goal to just get in everyone's way today on your bicycle? Because if so, you're doing a great job.
Yeah, I try to be the least annoying bicyclist I can be. So on the highway, I don't want to be riding on the highway because that's the most annoying thing ever.
Sure.
You can't keep up.
Have you
with me.
figured the gears out a little bit, playing with them?
A little
or no?
bit better, yeah.
Yeah, just keep playing with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take up Discovery today.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
After work. After work at like 2:00.
We have a meeting at 2,
when
so
I
after
get
that.
off, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ride it around a little bit, see if I can figure out the gears. 'Cause apparently on Friday I'm gonna go riding with some people and I need to.
Who?
Tim invited me riding. I need to be able to be impressive.
Yeah.
Because remember when I first came up here and you took me
The
the
last time you rode a bike,
first and
yeah.
the last time you took me to mountain biking.
I remember.
Yeah.
You went over the handlebars.
Oh yeah. I was just saying how hard it was. It was so difficult. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I need to get better. I'm sure I'm faster now and stronger. But
You gotta be.
I'm more acclimated to the elevation as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I just remember I came back from that, just lay down on the floor of the church in the dark room. I was
And you're
so
thinking, what am I doing
heck?
here?
Yeah. I had to go to that 4th of July party after that.
Wow.
I did not want to
Big
go,
day.
but I did, and it was fun. Glad I did.
That's good.
But what were we talking about? Yeah, you said there's a time for everything.
That's right. So there's times where it's inappropriate for you to be somber if it's a joyful time. But there's times where it's inappropriate for you to be overly joyful if it's a somber time.
Yeah.
So as believers, we have these different seasons, and we got to be sensitive to the season, not just we're in, but other people that we're interacting with, and be like, oh, this might be a time to chill out a little bit and not be a goofy goober.
Yeah.
And
a
this
good
is
time
a time
of self-reflection
to have fun.
and somberity.
Yes.
So that's the Day of Atonement. And the Jews still celebrate it today. It's still their most holy day. They just do it wrong.
There's no animal sacrifice.
There's no animal sacrifices. They don't follow the Bible. And they just have the mindset of, well, we're just going to spend this day trying to weigh out our good versus our bad.
Yeah, it's a lot of self-reflection.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do wrong this year, I think? What are sins I've done? But it's just, the problem is you can think about all these sins you've done and identify them. But now you just know about them and they're still not dealt with.
Sure.
Because you have no solution.
Yeah. Yep. And so that sucks for them. 'Cause there's no solution to their sin.
One other thing. So because Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, it was the one day a year the high priest would go into the Holy of Holies.
That's right.
So no other day of the year would he go into that inner court of the of the tabernacle or of the temple. It was reserved for that specific day. One day a year, one guy, the high priest, got to go in and sacrifice, sprinkling the blood on the altar for the sins of the people for a whole nother year. So that's what made it such a big deal. Well, there's a lot here, but I just want to read a little bit out of Hebrews chapter 9 as we maybe end today.
It's a good commentary, yes.
Hebrews chapter 9 ties a lot of this stuff in. And it says, then indeed, even the first covenant had ordinances of divine service and the earthly sanctuary. For a tabernacle was prepared, the first part, in which was the lampstand and the table and the showbread, which is called the sanctuary. And behind the second veil, the part of the tabernacle, which is called the holiest of all, which had the golden censer and the ark of the covenant overlaid on all sides with gold, in which were the golden pots that had the manna, Aaron's rod that budded, and a tablet of the covenant of the Ten Commandments. Verse 5, and above it were the cherubim of glory, these angels facing each other, overshadowing the mercy seat, the lid of the Ark of the Covenant. Of these things we cannot now speak in detail. Now, when these things had been thus prepared, the priest always went into the first part of the tabernacle performing the services. But into the second part, the high priest went alone once a year, not without blood, which he offered for himself and for the people's sins committed in ignorance. The Holy Spirit indicating this, that the way into the holiest of all was not yet made manifest while the first tabernacle was still standing. It was a symbolic for the present time in which both gifts and sacrifices are offered, which cannot make him who performs the service perfect in regards to the conscience, concerned only with foods and drinks, various washings of themselves, blah, 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 blah. Verse 11, but Christ came as high priest of the good things to come, with the greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is not of this creation. Not with the blood of goats and calves, but with his own blood he entered the most holy place once for all, having obtained eternal redemption. For if the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of heifers sprinkled on the unclean sanctifies for the purity of the flesh, how much more shall the blood of Christ, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to God, cleansing your conscience from dead works to serve the living God. And for this reason, he is the mediator of the new covenant by means of death for the redemption of the transgression under the first covenant, that those who are called may receive the promise of the eternal inheritance. Jesus didn't go into a tabernacle made with hands, but one made without hands that's eternal in the heavens, offered not the blood of bulls and goats, but offered his own blood there in heaven for an eternal redemption, not an annual redemption like Yom Kippur, for an eternal redemption once for all for any who would believe in him. Wow.
Wow. And that's why we would say that in a way we do celebrate the Day of Atonement whenever we celebrate the death of Jesus, which
That's
is
right.
often, I mean, we do have a day on Good Friday, but we celebrate that. We should be celebrating that all the time. The fact that we have atonement, for by one sacrifice he has perfected forever those who are being sanctified.
Wow.
In Hebrews 10 something.
Nice.
Yes. So yeah, the idea that we're being sanctified, but because of his offering, we're perfect. Hagen, you're perfect. You're
Say it again.
I already knew that.
Say it
Hagen,
again.
you're perfect. Jordan,
You're perfect.
thank you.
Mr. Sardine, you're perfect.
Yes. Jesus would not say that to me. So yeah, that's the Day of Atonement. Important stuff.
So this, I mean, you're going to listen to this after the day is already passed, but Thursday is the Day of Atonement.
Yeah.
It is God set this day up for his people Israel to look forward to the day when he would be the ultimate sacrifice. And it's done. It's complete. We have that. So maybe today, this week, while you're hearing this, just pause a little bit and reflect on the reality that you don't have an annual holiday that you need to celebrate or have a mediator, an earthly mediator on your behalf sprinkle blood for your sins to be forgiven, because you have the ultimate mediator, Jesus Christ, who has done it once and for all. Doesn't have to be accomplished anymore. 100% of the work is done. If you work, you mess it up, just like it was back then. You get to just enjoy the blessings of it by having a relationship with. And here's where it actually gets the beauty of it with Jesus is he is the high priest and the sacrifice.
Yep.
He's both. So you just get to have a relationship with the one who is sacrificed, who is the eternal high priest.
2 in 1.
That's right.
3 in 1.
Whoa.
Whoa. That's
A threefold cord is strong. We're going to see in Ecclesiastes 3 on Wednesday.
And that obviously he's talking about the Trinity.
Yes. Or it's marriage. You, your wife, and Jesus.
Amen. Amen. That's good.
So, yeah.
Cool. Well, Hagen.
Okay. Well, happy Yom Kippur, Jordan.
Happy Yom Kippur, Hagen. I guess I'll talk to you later.
Awesome.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about any of the recent events?
In the world?
Yeah.
Such as, the Mormon church thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. I honestly haven't read one thing about it. I've just briefly heard people talk about it. Some guy drove a vehicle.
Yeah, it was the crazy thing that I wanted to tell you. They drove the vehicle into the church.
Yeah.
People came to help him because they thought it was
Did he
an
also have a
accident.
gun? Or no?
What do you mean?
Did he shoot anyone, or was it just a...
Oh, no, yeah, he shot people.
Okay.
Yeah. People came to help him, and then he shot them,
Mm,
and then he set the church on fire. I was like, sheesh.
that's a lot.
And then it kind of made me realize, like, you can't stop that.
Sure.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how much security you have.
However many guns you have, it's not going to stop a car from driving into your building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a... Yeah, it's just like a intense realization. Like, we can do all these things, but if someone really wants to come and mess us up,
Sure.
we're not going to be able to stop them.
That's right.
Yeah. Doesn't mean we shouldn't be responsible or prepared. Or have every single person who goes to this church packing.
That's right.
If you're not packing, don't come to this church. Kidding.
Yeah.
Yes, but I am grateful that a lot of people who come here, a lot of the ushers carry. I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good deterrent.
Yeah.
Some people have suggested that we should just have people carrying guns at the front door. Very obviously.
Someone suggested
and
that.
You're not the biggest
we
fan of
should
that
have
idea.
Opened armed guards at the front of the church.
AK-47s on both sides, front and back.
I just don't think we're there yet. Maybe one day, but yeah, I don't really like the vibe of that per se.
Yeah.
And honestly, because man, I probably shouldn't even talk about this because I'm going to open up a can of worms. But like, people are more than welcome to carry a gun. We live in this place called America, right? Mm-hmm. But it's and you can open carry in Idaho, and so legally, someone could walk into a public space with an AK-47, AR-15, whatever, around their shoulder, and you can do nothing about it. In the same way that if someone just has a gun on their hip, you can't.
Yeah.
But it's like, this is maybe overkill, because I just don't know what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, and that's weird because if someone were to walk through that door on Sunday morning carrying an AR-15,
Yeah, just be like, hey.
I would instantly assume,
Maybe
they're
you
here
just
to
leave that
shoot
in your truck.
Yeah.
But you see people all the time
You can't do anything
with
about
a gun
it
on their
until
hip.
they seem like they're about to do something.
Right.
Yeah. Can't be
Well, we
preemptive.
maybe kind of can, because in a sense it is private property.
Yeah.
But then it's then you could probably be sued for discrimination because all these people have guns, but now you're telling me I can't. Why? Because I'm black? No.
No, because your gun's bigger than everyone else's.
Yeah. You
and
just
scary.
have to have an average sized gun if you're
I
gonna
don't
have
want
one.
to see it too
You
much
can't
unless
have
you bend
this
over.
big one. Yeah. I don't know. It's a tricky world we live in, but there, you know, and anytime something like this happens, it freaks people out, and I understand. Sure. It's a terrible thing, and it could happen anywhere. And you know, I hear people's concerns about us here at Calvary Chapel Salmon. We're in the middle of town. We're on Main Street. I mean, this Highway 93 is a major highway between Canada and Mexico. You never know who could be passing by here, and that's true. You don't know. But like you mentioned, there's only so much you can do. So with school during the week, we try to, you know, do some basic things to be safe, and also with church on Sunday. But what are you gonna put a concrete barrier in front of the doors so no one can run into them? Like what are you gonna do? Dig a moat? Because a moat would stop a car. And then you need alligators, but then someone have to feed
Good
the
thing we
alligators.
own this parking lot,
Yeah.
so we can dig out moat if we want.
Go to the city planning and zoning and ask them if we can get permission to dig a moat. That would be so funny.
Yes. Cool.
So it's sad. It's not good. And then even just earlier last week at that ice facility in Texas, I don't know if you saw.
Do you know the name of the guy who did that? Josh John.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm. Spelled a little differently, but I still.
But
texted
close
him.
enough.
Yeah, I still texted him. I was like, "What's up with this?"
You got anything you want to tell me?
Yeah,
that's
Which is
interesting. I didn't
awful,
know
yeah.
that.
That's awful and not good either. Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of evil going on in our world, but we want to not get blinded by it. We want to be aware of it, but not controlled by it.
Yep.
We don't want our heads in the sand. We want to be aware of the times and the seasons, the day and the age we're living in. But if it's instincting fear into you in this idea that I need to retreat and I'm the one who's going to protect myself, or I need people at church to protect me, or I need law enforcement to protect me, or I need government to protect me, God is your protector. And there's all these wise choices we can make, but God is your protector and you need to trust him. Because, and I hate even saying this, but I'm going to say it because I know how things can be. But it's like the worst case scenario. Say God forbid something would happen here on a Sunday morning and they shoot the guy doing announcements. It's like you're going to heaven.
That's right.
I mean, it's a tragedy. It's a heartbreak. It's traumatic for everyone involved. But they did not hurt you.
Jersey.
They did not hurt you one bit.
Yeah.
They helped you. So I hope that doesn't sound insensitive, but that's the reality of the gospel and eternal life. So we really have nothing to be afraid of. We want to protect those people that God's entrusted with, but they're God's people. So, but like Mark Driscoll just said the other day, and I like this on the Charlie Kirk show. He was a guest on there. He said, we use the word shepherd for pastors. He says that's true. He says, but maybe a better picture for us to understand as Americans, replace the word shepherd with cowboy. And pastors need to be cowboys. They need to kill wolves and they need to protect sheep. And that's the job of pastors. I think that's true spiritually, but I also think that can be true physically. That if there's a danger as cowboys, as shepherds, as pastors, you gotta deal with the danger.
Yeah.
You gotta deal with the wolves in order to protect the sheep. So I listened to that last night. So today I'm open carrying this gun.
Good.
Not even concealed.
Sheesh.
It's too uncomfortable to conceal carry it. The shirt covers it for the most part. It's like I'm just going to have it on my hip because I'm a cowboy.
That's right.
So
good for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you never know what I'm carrying.
Yeah. I usually do know, but
please.
Yeah.
Never.
I can tell by the way
like
you walk.
last Tuesday.
I can tell by the way you walk. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
But
yeah, I think we all just need revolvers. We need to just go back to wearing them like they did in the West.
Yeah.
Everyone just has a nice
That's
gun
what I told
belt.
the girls last night, young adults.
Yeah, with the revolver.
Or even he can spine you guns.
And it's just very obvious.
Yeah.
And, it's like, go ahead.
We probably should just get Avery a gun at the front desk.
Yeah, well, it would be up to her. I definitely thought about pepper spray. But yeah.
No, you should buy her a gun so then I can shoot it too. It's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, guns actually hold their value.
Of course.
Guns are a decent investment. What's not a decent investment? Jewelry.
And gold.
Yeah. Vehicles, they depreciate. Guns, I mean...
you think, why doesn't jewelry hold its value? Because there's just too much of it?
Well, the problem is it only holds the value... So the ring is only worth what the material is it's made up of. So it has that value. But the value of it, now that it's a ring, they charge you way more than the elements of what it consists of.
Yes.
But if you want to resell that thing or pawn it, trust me, I know, they're not going to give you anything like you paid for it.
Yeah.
If you buy your wife a revolver, 20 years from now, you buy her $1,000 revolver, you can sell that thing for $900, $1,000. If they stop making that model, even more money. They can go up in value.
Yeah.
Guns are very... this is not financial advice. This is just, if you're going to buy something...
You're not a doctor, but you give medical advice.
Yeah.
You're not a financial advisor, but buy guns.
But we are cowboys.
That's right.
And cowboys need guns.
Yep.
They need boots, they need hats, and they need guns.
Good.
So get a gun and know how to use it.
That's good.
Happy Yom Kippur.
Happy Yom Kippur. Bye, everyone.
Bye.